Hey, Dennis. Pretty good, Dennis. Show you some old retired airliners. Yep. Well, everything's great. I'm gonna load my baggage right on the airliner myself. They're waiting to take off. A whole bunch of them. Daisy got some dog bones air delivery. We're gonna get them out ourselves. That's where Daisy's dog bones are getting delivered. I went around security. It's Daisy. Thank you. This is Detroit Airport, taking a close-up and personal tour. For $5 extra, you can get closer to the planes. I thought it was worth it. Oh, thanks, Jen. Glad you like it. Hey, Susan. They're cool, aren't they? There's an FAA regulation that allows you to take parts off old airplanes, and crazy as it sounds, as long as they're on a ramp with tires that are inflated. So it's an FAA regulation that these planes, even though they don't fly, have to have tires inflated and be sitting on a ramp. It's much more beneficial to the maintenance operator to do it that way, because once you strip that part off the airplane and you put it on a shelf, it's a whole nother nightmare of paperwork. So that's why they're out there like that. Hey, Joanna. Oh, thank you. See, that's one of the earlier short D9s. No, I take that back. It's a 737, an old one. Yeah, it's a maintenance facility too. It's Coletta operations. These are all timed out 747s. A couple of them still fly, like that 400 over there. It's an older one. All these planes are old and limping on their last leg. Coletta actually flew the last 200, 747-200. Beautiful airplane. Great paint. Oh, cool, Dennis. No, Susan. Where's that at, Susan? No, I didn't. Where's it at in Louisiana? No, I never checked it out. Hey Gar, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, Joe. I was in some pretty crappy cell phone service area. This is the old Wordsmith military base. Yeah, what's the temperature down there in Detroit tonight? Anybody know? It's cold up here, I can tell you that. I bet it's like high 30s. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Now, the next town I'm going to is Oscoda. There's a really nice state park, Taos Point State Park, which is just beautiful. I go there a lot in the wintertime when we have that crazy cold and interesting ice formations. But anyway, long story short, you know, the Great Lakes are at record highs, and in the summertime, a lot of times you'll get the wind sometimes coming out of the east and the southeast, and with the water high and the winds, it just, you know, has the potential for significant erosion. Well, basically, this summer, this entire park got wiped out, an entire state park, by erosion. Used to have big, long, beautiful beaches you could walk as far as the eye could see, and they're all gone. Matter of fact, they had to remove some foliage that was used by migrating birds, or they wouldn't have had any beach for the summertime. I mean, it's great that these you know, states have parks and all that stuff, and, you know, they pitch it that it's for the residents and visitors, but a big part of Michigan is tourism. And the last thing the state of Michigan needed was people coming up from wherever and getting to Taos Point State Park, and there wouldn't be any beach left. So they did whatever they could with bulldozers and heavy equipment, but it's nothing compared to what it was a year ago. The entire park has been really, beach area has been totally eroded away and wiped out. I'll show you when I get there. And that all happened this past summer. So it's the old adage, you know, be careful what you wish for. You know, we had record low lake levels for years, and then that turned around and they're back up to where they should be, a little higher, and it totally took the whole place out. They were prepared for the old lake levels. You could see where they had bunched up rocks and used wire and everything else the Armored Corps and engineers probably gave him information about. But there was nothing that was going to stop these east winds and this high water this summer. You'll see when I get out here. It's too bad you couldn't have seen it before. Although I do have a lot of videos uploaded over the previous years, summer and winter. All that's been taken out, all gone. It's had to affect their tourism somewhat. I mean, not that Lake Huron is a place where you're really going to go to enjoy the beaches. They're nice, and you're walking around them while you're there. But it got to the point where from the beach house they used to have these long, like, removable pieces of like dock that were on wheels, because you were always adjusting for the water levels. They don't have any now. That water's right up to the bottom of the staircase. If you didn't recognize it from before, it probably isn't going to seem that impressive to you. Now, there happens to be a really stiff wind coming out of the east today. And it was really choppy up in Alpena. On the inside of the bay, you'll see where it's very calm. And on the outside of the bay, you'll see where it's probably pretty rough. It's still pretty windy. But I'm in Oscoda now, and this will be about a 15-minute trip down the road. This is another dead town up here. For years, Wardsmith Air Force Base was up here. And as you can imagine, it drove the entire community for years. And when the government shut it down, it was just devastating. They never really recuperated from it. A lot of drugs up here too. Don't let people shit you. Huge drug problems up in these towns. For some reason, gas is always a little cheaper over here. But the downtown area, Oscoda, which I'm coming up to up here, is basically lights out. Nothing here. Like all broke towns, gas stations and lottery sales. And bars and pizza joints. It's the blueprint of America now. Pizza's affordable. Everybody's hoping to win the lottery. And God forbid, what would life be without beer and liquor? So it makes sense. But you see a lot of businesses are closed. These areas were, a lot of, there was, prior to the, the economy changing and vacationing habits changing in the 60s and 70s, back up until probably the mid-70s, these were happening towns in the summertime. You didn't have the internet and stuff like that, and people had, looked forward to going up in northern Michigan, but now they want to go to destinations like Mackinac City, where I was today. Telemarketer, Chicago. Almost everybody's got their boat out of the water, a few diehards. They have these signs you'll see where it's like a Great Lakes tour, where the state encourages people to start on one side and go around to the other. Doesn't seem like a bad idea, but most people would be pretty disappointed on the east side. The west side you're going to like. It's all trendy, upper class, and that starts all the way down near New Buffalo, Michigan, all the way up to Mackinac. Doesn't take long on the east side. A little shaky between Taos and Oscoda. Hard to believe there are a lot of areas still up in these areas. Hey, Marie. Oh, thanks, Dale. That Lumberman's Monument doesn't really interest me. I've been by it a bunch of times, but I never went and checked it out. I didn't like it. I didn't have any interest in it. Beautiful clouds tonight. Daisy's enjoyed a ride tonight. She's gonna get a hamburger on the way home. Yeah, hamburger, hun. Hamburger. Yeah, you good girl. You're gonna get hamburger. Yeah, honey. Daisy's such a good dog. She just rides along. Hey, art student, how you doing? How's it going? Daisy's doing great. She's like the best dog ever. No problem. When she gets in, she goes right over to the passenger seat. When I pull into some place, I put it in gear, she gets right over in the passenger seat. When I get back in, as soon as I start the van up, she gets in the passenger seat and jumps off the dash. All this stuff, I never trained her on any of this stuff. She just figured out what the deal was along the way. She's like that with so many things. If she gets tired at night, really tired, it doesn't happen that often, she loves going to bed, or that's her favorite thing, going to bed at night. And she'll pull on my pants till I get up. Yeah, she's just by far the smartest dog I've ever had. She just does like cute things all day long. Now she's taking a little nap. This won't be long to this park either, because it's right at the north end of town. But the east side of Michigan and the west side of Michigan are like night and day as far as everything. Tourism, lodging, restaurants. Better. Not as many people. You can kind of get an old school cabin. Hey, Miriam. You can get an old school cabin, just like see these places? No vacancy. That's not true. Usually what that means is they're going to have special festivals and stuff, maybe up through Thanksgiving. And if you own a hotel or a bed and breakfast or something like that, you work your ass off during the season. And when it goes away, you don't want to be dicking around, hanging around the facility for 12 hours in case somebody stops by. You don't want to be dinking around with one or two people. So you click the no vacancy sign on. That way you can enjoy a couple days off. Let me tell you, owning a rental property, particularly a bed and breakfast or a hotel or motel, is a shit ton of work. Getting ready for me to come over to Amsterdam, Marion? Yeah, it's overcast here. Yeah, the full moon's tomorrow, I think, Sunday. I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's a lady that wants me to video the moon and put a Pink Floyd song to it. I've done it to a lot of videos. So the moon's rising now about 7:13. Yeah, I'm glad you told me that. This cop was deciding whether he was going to fuck with me or not. See, that cop thought I was texting. Did you see him slow down? He's got another cop in the right front seat. They couldn't figure out if I was texting or it was something else. Right, Daisy? Coming up on 349,000. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. You know, it's funny, in Michigan, texting's illegal while you're driving, but talking on the phone, fooling with the video, looking at an email, playing music, none of that's illegal. So all I would have done is he said, "Looks like you were texting, sir." And I was like, "No, I wasn't texting. I was on a live chat with YouTube. Here, you can look at my phone." And he went to the texting part, watch, and realized, no, I wasn't texting. I didn't have anything. Now, you could get a cop if he wanted to think that you were, if I was swerving all over the road, to think that was reckless or careless. And he could write you for that, and you'd need to get an attorney and all that bullshit and fight it. So I'm happy to skip it all. Careless driving, civil. He didn't want to spend any time next to me. Yes. So what they'll do is they'll bust ass down the road and get me. They have them. They're just not everywhere. The cell phone service is always shaky on this east side of the state. See, there's gas, $2.45. That's a pretty good price. Yeah, what was your question, Katie? What'd you ask me? I can get like 19, 20 if I baby it and do like 70. Around town, if you're around town, stop and go terrible, like 10 or 11 miles a gallon, usually around 11. But I average about 16 and a half, which isn't bad. I'm telling you, I don't like any of the newer cars or any of the newer vans. Just plastic pieces of shit. They're not even like cool looking. Even the new Corvette doesn't look that great to me. These new pickups, they want 55 grand for a new one. They're out of their fucking minds. I mean, it used to be cool. You get a new car and really look forward to it and take care of it and drive it forever. It's just now it's all leased plastic pieces of junk. I'm just not like into cars or anything anymore. Yeah, Troy's cool. I have her once in a while. I'll stop by the Barnes and Noble. That's it, though. So here's the park. I'll turn left up here. There was a steakhouse here next to this big boy, and I don't know if that went out of business or not. Northwoods? No, I guess not. Still in business. The problem you have up here with restaurants is that, you know, after the summer season's gone by, and it's really not that great on this east side, you really can't keep help because nobody's making enough in tips to stay around. Oh, you like that, Deb? Yeah, it was a pretty good day today. Actually, it turned out better than I thought it was. I didn't plan on doing that, but that's how I like doing stuff, spontaneously. I don't like planning things. It sucks. Plus, I slept in, you know, stayed up late in the chat last night, dicking around. Too late, really. I should get to bed earlier than that. So this is the road, if you look on Google Earth. Oh, that is a killer moon. It's just about ready to go up into the clouds. See it? That's the moon right between the trees. It looks like it's trying to head up into the clouds. It's going to be really beautiful back here right now. Perfect moonlit. I hope it stays out. See how the sky is? Yeah, I'm going to videotape it tomorrow. Yeah, this is going to be really great right here, I promise you. You can tell the moon's lighting everything up already. But I think I might lose it going into the clouds. I hope not. No, nobody ever does. No, I say that just to get a rise. It's always a mixed bag coming over here with the lake. You never know what you're going to get. It's funny, you can see on almost every evening, you can see the moon. On super cloudy days, you wouldn't see any of it, and that's just not true. Yeah, I'm glad they remember that, familiar with it. But I can't just turn it on and point it at the moon. It won't look good. It'll still be cool here. Daisy's snoring. Yeah, you can see the sunset from here pretty well too. This is like the most perfect place you could be. There's sometimes I've sat and got the sunset and not moved an inch and got a beautiful moonrise. Yeah, Daisy's snoring. I'll probably take her out to the airport and let her run around, or if there's, I'll see how many cars are at the park here. Shouldn't be any. I hardly ever see anybody back here. I think the camping thing's still open, but that really drops off this time of year. You know, maybe I will be able to see the moon. That would be great. But I think it's more off to the northeast. We're gonna find it. Looks like the rangers are still here. Yeah, park rangers are still here. This is crazy. It never used to be like this late. See, they got it decorated up for Halloween.
Park pass?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're organizing.